Hello, my viewers, and welcome to a thought-provoking exploration into the complexities of palm-coloredness and its impact on society. Now, in this video, we take a look into the profound insights shared by this courageous voice challenging the very fabric of racial identity. Brace yourselves as he confronts uncomfortable truths about artisanship and its unexpected consequences for those who have long benefited from the construct of palm-coloredness. Prepare to embark on a journey beyond the surface, where he uncovers how palm-coloredness, far from a mere societal norm, conceals a deeper unsettling truth. Through candid reflections and astute observations, he confronts the manifestations of cultural insecurity and narcissism that lie at the heart of this phenomenon. So join me as we navigate through the shadows of collective consciousness, shedding light on the intricate web of racial dynamics that shape our perceptions of reality. From the denial of heritage to the perpetuation of hierarchical structures, he challenges prevailing narratives and invites introspection into the true nature of identity and privilege. Now, this is not just a discourse on race, it's an invitation to engage in profound shadow work, confronting the uncomfortable truths that define cultural landscape. So sit back, open your minds, and prepare to embark on a transformative journey as we unravel the complexities of palm-coloredness in modern society. Check out this video. I will be right back.
Well, I hope all the white people are sitting down, because here's the thing. Racism is about the racist, and racism is actually like a problem for us. It's a cultural scourge that takes us out of reality. And so the invention of whiteness, I mean, I see this with Jordan Peterson fans and how spun around they are, because they'll deny whiteness in one breath and then tell me I'm betraying my people in another when they don't know my cultural heritage. So literally the only thing they can be referring to is whiteness. And so whiteness is the ultimate expression of insecurity. It's the ultimate form of narcissism. It's this emptiness at the center of this thing that's gone out into the world and committed acts of violence to hide its own emptiness. And so, you know, what we're experiencing in this culture is real shadow work. And so, you know, the American collective, some of them are able to do it to varying degrees. Others are melting down because of it, because it's this repressed reality. The racial hierarchy that people like Peterson love to rebrand as a merit-based hierarchy is a fundamental principle of how people engage with and define reality in their subconscious and their conscious minds, right? And so to point out the reality of whiteness is to point out to their shadow, to the thing that they're repressing that drives them, right? This kind of, like, those that deny whiteness the most are most led around by it, right? Those that deny reality are lost in delusions. And so it's actually anti-racism work is actually the deconstruction of our personal realities, because the most insidious form of racism is encoded in our cultural conditioning and the way our reality maps are formed by our entertainment, education, all of the ways we're conditioned to engage with reality, that it's just there, right? The fact that we need to make a distinction of black people at all, the fact that it means so much in our culture, the fact that up until very recently, you know, black is bad, the black hat, it's just all in there. There's nothing written in stone in the universe that black represents bad and white represents good and purity. That is all. Or like, take Jesus, for instance. These fucking people like claim he's the son of God and they can't even give him the right skin pigmentation. That tells you all you need to know about the seriousness with which they take actual Christianity, which is to say not any at all, if they can change the color of their so-called God, and then the actual seriousness with which they take whiteness, because they have to make their God white, despite the fact that it's obvious this guy was, like, in their little story that they've made up, he was living in the Middle East, he was not white. It's literally that simple. And so in that distinction, in that kind of decision to make Jesus white, you can see both how they don't give a fuck about their principles and how it's always whiteness all along, hiding in whatever principles they claim to have. That everything can be reduced to whiteness. Look at democracy. The minute there was a black president, like prior to the black president, they were literally like circle jerking to the word democracy and saying we're spreading democracy. You know, as we invade countries, you have 2 terms of a black president. Now they're running the fuck away from that word, just as Eric Fromm talks about in Escape from Freedom and Fascism. It's escape from democracy the minute a black guy wins the presidency. The minute democracy can yield a black president, they no longer want it. It's that Froome quote, like when Republicans realize they can't win elections based on republicanism or conservatism, they won't abandon conservatism, they'll abandon democracy. Because it's not about either one. There's no such thing as conservatism. There's whiteness wrapped up in high-minded bullshit principles that they don't care about. It's all whiteness. And so to point that out to them hurts them. And this hurts liberals too. Like liberals, like it's the Martin Luther King quote, the biggest roadblock to racial progress in this country is the white moderate, the white liberal, the one committed more to order than justice. Because what that is saying that there's a boundary, and that liberals will go up to that boundary but not over it, and inevitably their whiteness will lead them, which is the order. The order is whiteness. The justice is multicultural perspectives and multicultural opportunities, right? And so, I think it's really about understanding anti-racism work is psychological work done amongst white people, and that helping other human beings with their trauma is what we do when we're caring for our black brothers and sisters and the other many victims of racism. That the victims of violence and the victims of racism and the trauma inflicted by the sickness of racism in the minds of white people is very different than anti-racism work, which is the deconstruction of reality within white culture.
Now, this palm color man's insights into the detrimental effects of palm coloredness on palm colored individuals offer a compelling perspective on the nuances of race and identity. Supported by empirical evidence, his video highlights the profound impact of cultural conditioning and societal constructs on individual psyche. Now, research indicates that palm coloredness as a social construct not only perpetuates systemic racism, but also fosters a sense of entitlement and superiority among those deemed palm color. Studies have shown how this sense of privilege can manifest in various aspects of life, from employment opportunities to interactions with law enforcement. Moreover, psychological research underscores the link between insecurity and the need for dominance, shedding light on how palm-coloredness, rooted in a history of oppression and exploitation, can breed a culture of narcissism and emptiness among its beneficiaries. Now, the speaker's observations on the denial of cultural heritage among certain groups, coupled with the rebranding of racial hierarchies as merit-based structures, resonate with contemporary discourse on identity politics and the perpetuation of palm color supremacist ideologies. His mention of shadow work as a means of confronting these uncomfortable truths aligns with therapeutic approaches aimed at unpacking unconscious biases and dismantling oppressive systems. Overall, the speaker's commentary offers a thought-provoking analysis of the complexities surrounding palm-coloredness and its implications for both individuals and society at large, urging us viewers to engage in critical introspection and collective action towards dismantling systems of oppression. Now, psychological studies have examined the effects of racial identity on individual well-being. Research by scholars such as Dr. Beverly Daniel Tatum, author of Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria, and other conversations about race, highlights how internalized racial superiority among palm color individuals can lead to a sense of entitlement and fragility, contributing to psychological distress. Understanding the historical roots of palm-coloredness is crucial in comprehending its contemporary manifestations. Now, scholars like Dr. Nell Ivan Painter, in her book, The History of Palm-Colored People, trace the invasion of palm-coloredness as a social category to justify the oppression of non-palm-colored groups, particularly Black people in the United States. Intersectional analyzers shed light on the ways in which palm-coloredness intersects with other social identities, such as gender, class, and sexuality, to shape experiences of privilege and disadvantage. Now, research by scholars who coined the term intersectionality emphasizes the need to understand how various forms of oppression intersect and compound one another. Critical race theory provides a framework for understanding how race and racism are embedded within legal, political, and social structures. Scholars within this field, such as Dr. Derek Bell and Dr. Angela Harris, have explored how palm-coloredness operates as a normative force shaping societal norms and institutions. Now, recent events and phenomena, such as the rise of the alt-right movement and the resurgence of palm color supremacist ideologies serve as empirical evidence of the ongoing significance of palm coloredness in shaping political discourse and social dynamics. We have finally come to the end of the video. What do you have to say? Share your thoughts as well in the comment section. Thank you for always watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another interesting video.